Hello! I'm EnterElysium, and welcome to Roll4It, where we have Avex, Dijo, Shen, and Splatter, who are all in the wrong places now.
Woo!
Dijo seems to have nits.
Yep. Well, some minor technical difficulties today, which means, sorry, we're starting 5 minutes late with the communication software. We're apparently restarting fixes it, but restarting takes a few minutes. So, last week we left off playing some lovely Shadowrun tabletop RPG with our lovely runners having kidnapped a dwarf, extracted the cyberware that the Russian mafia wanted them to get out of him, which did involve taking his eyes. And then discovered that there was something else going on, and there were reports from the medkit that he had identified foreign bodies in his body, which then overflowed with many notifications, and that he may or may not have nanites going on in him. At least that's the current suspicion of the group. They did some asking around. It turns out nanites have been causing some issues recently, and that there's a lot of mutter in the shadows about it. It's going to be interesting. And I think, unless anyone has any further to add, I think we're going to dive straight in because we're just starting a little bit late. So, everyone cool?
Fine, yep.
Sure.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
I thought Splat was just running away. They're like, no, I'm not going to deal with this. Nanites, man.
Those damn nanites.
Pretty much. Right. So, you're currently parked in, I believe, a car park off of the East Ring Road of London. And you have your van with you.
And there's blood everywhere.
And there's blood everywhere in the back of it because you turned it into a makeshift surgical theatre. And remember, the back of your van is filled with an entire tool shop, in addition to most of your gear. And now there is a surgically dissected, almost, dwarf.
Dissected. That's so gruesome.
He's fine.
He's missing his
fine.
ocular sockets and part of his scapula.
He's not missing the sockets, he's just missing the bits that go inside them.
Oh, yeah,
We
true.
can put googly eyes there. It'll be fine. No one will notice.
You should
I
just
patched
bought
him back
ping-pong
up. He'll be
balls.
fine.
That's fantastic. I want this to be a thing.
So, we begin effectively in media res. The guy's unconscious. You're all basically probably standing outside the van at this stage because the inside is pretty slippery.
Caper and I just finished cleaning the outside of the van with rags and getting the worst of the gore from the outside, so it's a bit less conspicuous. Obviously, removing the bits of people that were kind of attached to the front of the van after the van ran over those people. Pug, have we agreed that we'll take him back to your place?
Yeah, but I think I'm going to give you guys maybe a 2-day limit on that. Anything beyond that, and it's just too hot for my place.
That's completely fair enough. Sounds completely reasonable.
Does anybody have a lead on a safe house or anything? Like, does anybody know anybody who we could pay off to take this guy to and just stash him in a basement somewhere while we clean up the van?
Well, do we have any... Look, let's get in the van, let's get on the move. We can talk about this whilst we're driving. Because I don't want to be here any longer than we already have been.
Yeah, I agree.
Really good shit.
Yeah, I'll ride shotgun like usual.
Okay, so you get back in the van and you're heading for Pug's safe house. Oh, well, second home. He has quite a few.
Orbital south.
Okay, you get back in the van and you start heading for Orbital South. Splat, make a perception check.
Okay.
Do we have any more of that tuna pizza?
Is that still in the
give
van?
all
or
away,
where?
man.
You probably would still have a slice or two.
Nice.
Why
You
does
can
it
chow on
not
that in the van.
Surprise me that Pug is after the pizza. Why is this not surprising to me at all?
You get hungry when you get hungry. Sometimes you gotta feast after chopping a guy up in a van.
I know, it's
It
hungry
is.
work.
Fair
Yeah,
enough, I
it's
suppose.
working up a hunger. Maybe a thirst, too.
Remember that you've still got Bit and Bite helping you with the driving. Bit
I do.
is currently diagnosticing, and Bite is preventing it from glitching.
Yeah. That wouldn't help with your perception check, but yes, you do.
Yeah.
Oh. Unless they were like diagnosticing my eyeball.
It's possible if it was a cyber eye.
One success. Yeah, you're fine.
In regards to the chat that we've got going at the moment, does anyone have a medical contact? Someone who we could pay not to ask questions, who would let us use a facility that is better equipped than the back of a van or a kitchen table or the floor of a garage? Just a clean facility with sharp tools is all we need. It's better than
I've got a
what we've
veterinarian.
Well,
I mean,
if it's good enough to put animals back together, it's probably good enough for us to take dwarves apart on.
I was going to say we've got Lydia, but I mean, we've all been to where she operates, and you know, it's not the greatest of places.
Is it better than Pug's place?
Oh yeah, it would be, yeah. Well,
I mean,
like
if she
that's
has
what
any tools, or even just the simple stuff like disinfectant, coagulants, anything like that, hemostatic powder, just the stuff that we don't have in just a trauma medkit.
The medkit
I
actually
know a
has
lot of
few those.
fixers.
Oh well, anything.
It's a very
that
good
we don't have.
medkit.
I keep forgetting how high that device rating is on that medkit, but still, the clean room would be significantly better, like an actual operating table, even if it's just stainless steel.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll for knowledge of London fixers. Maybe somebody that's medically hooked up. Yeah.
Okay, bear in mind that if you're rolling for a fix, it's effectively someone you know of, but it wouldn't be someone you necessarily know straight up, so you'd have to try and get an introduction. You'd have to then do the first, payment, which is, But yeah, you can do it. It's just bear in mind that will be a bit more long-term and expensive. 4 successes.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you have a couple of fixes. You think that it's quite likely that the friend of your fixer, not your fixer, sorry, the friend of Little Raj, who basically spent some time in his cell at some point before getting out, before you became his cellmate, actually deals with effectively the high-end drug market, and also probably knows a couple of chemists or medics from that.
Okay.
You don't know the name. You just know that vaguely the Little Raj mentioned having a previous cellmate.
All right, gents. My boy Lil Raj, he talked about his old cellmate back when we were in the scrub together. Apparently there was some guy that was sharing a cell with him before I was in there, and he was hooked up in like the medical industry or like designer drugs or some shit like that. I know Raj real well. He and I go back like throwback, and he might be able to make like a handoff there somewhere. I mean, fair warning, we may have to like butter the right palms. I'm not saying we got to pay Raj, but we may have to, throw a couple hundred new yen around here or there in order to get an introduction. But he might know of a clean room, and he's involved with criminal medicality, I guess. So chances are maybe he knows somebody grimy with a clean room.
Sounds good. Hit him up.
All right.
By
We
the way,
agreed?
chat's noticed that Avex's audio is occasionally weirding out. That's just probably the fact that Avex's internet is having one of these days. There's not much
I've
we can
adjusted
do.
gain, and I've been keeping an eye on chat. And,
Yeah, and as you said the word gain, it also did it again. So it's on point today. At least it has its sense of humor going. But yeah, no, we can't really do much about it. It's very occasional, so we're going to just press ahead, and we hope it just doesn't impact your, enjoyment too much. But unfortunately, that's something we just can't change.
It's that bionic brain fucking with them,
yeah,
It's static in the Matrix.
too much.
Are we sure as a group that we want to run this down right now? We don't know what's inside this guy, and there's always the option just to dump him with somebody for the goodwill. Is this really something we want to investigate? Have we really discussed that as of right now?
Well, I mean, like, what is it? Like, no one's told me what the fuck this guy's got inside him.
All right, so
Got
Caber,
bugs and
essentially,
shit.
when I was digging around inside of his head, the medkit started reading thousands and thousands of random objects inside of him that are all mechanical in nature. We're assuming, just based off the world that we live in, that it's nanites, or that he's got some kind of experimental healing. He was healing very, very quickly while I was doing surgery on him. Like, he was pulling a straight Wolverine type deal.
Holy
And
shit.
so he's got something inside of him that people want, and that's why so many people are like, "Hey, leave us this guy's body, keep him alive
that's
or
what
whatever."
we think anyway. I mean, as far as we know, all these people know is that he's wanted by other people, and that might be good enough for them. But for some reason, the Yakuza were protecting him. He'd left the Russian mob, from what I can tell, short notice, and now the Irish mob want him. But the only person who doesn't want him is your mate, Caper.
The Irish want him because the Yakuza want him. I don't think the Irish have got any clue.
Right.
Do you think the Yakuza know about these little nanite bot things? Do you think they know about that?
Well, they were trying to keep him secret. He didn't. When we were talking about him before, he didn't seem like that important of a dude. He was some guy who no one really cared about. They would take him if they needed a decker for a job. He wasn't the primary guy for the job.
Yeah.
So he's special for some reason. It's got to be this.
I mean, there wasn't that much resistance when we went to pick the guy up, so I don't think that the Yakuza even knew what they had on their hands.
Why would they be hiding him? Why else would they hide him?
The best thing to do is not to hide. If I'm in a host, the last thing I want to do is run anything silent, because that is literally just an alert to the ice that I'm there. The only thing that protects me in a host is literally just being brazen about that I'm even there. And this could be exactly the same thing, hiding in plain sight.
Pseudo, a question for you.
Yeah.
When it comes to these machines or whatever's going on with them, is there any possible way we could ferret out a manufacturing origin from any of this?
Once we get somewhere safe, especially if we can... I mean, this van right now, for all intents and purposes, is acting as a Faraday cage. The signal that those things are producing is way too low to get out of this van. Honestly, just a garage, just a wall of bricks would probably be enough. Once we're somewhere safe, we're not having to worry about driving around, and we've got the blood out of the way, and we're not likely to be caught up by anyone, I can possibly have some of my sprites try to interrogate whatever it is.
Okay, so should I call Raj and see if we can get a hookup?
Yeah,
definitely. I say we just head to Pug's place and just try and find out what we've got before we start like throwing new in about the place, trying to get a clean room for him. I can try and interrogate them first, find out if there's any kind of info from it. Most devices have a lot of info if you know how to look for it.
So to Pug's place then?
Yep.
Okay, so off to Pug's place. Okay.
So you finish your drive to Pug's place after having sort of a debate mid-drive down about, are you really sure you want to do this? You get there. You park up. There is a garage. I did say that there probably wasn't a garage early on, but Pug has since made sure there is a garage and spent the extra doyen for the lovely extension.
Love so rich friends.
Managed to rent a garage behind the back of the house. You pull up. Do you want to park in the garage then? Yeah,
you should hide this thing.
Park in the garage.
Our bloodmobile.
Are we dripping any blood out the back of the van or anything? It's like a trail of blood leading to our to the house now.
It's not that bloody, but there is definitely, I mean, you're very careful not to just let him bleed out in the back. You did, make sure to, preferably make sure that he doesn't bleed out while you're operating on him. He's still alive. You made sure to stabilize him as well. The area around the scapula doesn't have any crazy major blood vessels, and you made sure he didn't bleed up into the ocular socket, although you did end up ripping part of his optic nerve out because accidents.
As we get out of the van, I just want to mention to the team here that, we kind of told the Irish that we wouldn't bother the accuser too much. We wouldn't get them involved too much because we didn't want to disturb the peace between them because they had an agreement, right? And yet we told the kids there to tell the yaks that, it was the Irish dudes who fucking came in here and shot everything up.
Do you think I give a fuck about the Irish? The guy punched me in the face.
He's gonna punch you again. It's gonna be so good.
As if he gets a chance.
Okay, but your mouth is writing checks. It's not just your bank. Nothing on this earth would be able to cash the checks your mouth is writing right now.
Well, no one says that I'm going to go and see him again. Jeez.
We killed the Yakuza.
I wouldn't be worried about you
going
to see him. I'd be worried about him coming to see you.
Well, I mean, we're still paying the guy. Like, the only thing that he knows is that the guy died and we're not going to deliver the guy to him.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm just saying there aren't that many white-haired elves in sparkly white suits walking around London. You kind of stick out like a sore thumb, mate. I'm just saying. You know, he wouldn't have to ask too many questions to get a bead on you.
I'm gonna sweep while they're discussing this. I'm gonna start sweeping the van and also our dear dwarvish friend and his assorted bits with the tag eraser.
And while this is going on, I'm going to excuse myself. I need to go and think about what we're going to be doing. I'm going to do a bit of a matrix search. So I'm just going into the house. I'm gonna see if I can dig up anything specifically, not just from random rumors I've heard, but actually start looking online to see if I can bring up anything about nanites, because it might help in actually interrogating the nanites if I know what to ask them for.
In which case, that'd be another extended matrix search test with interval of an hour. Roll once, I'll tell you, lose a die, keep rolling. In terms of the tag eraser test, I believe you have to make a test to use that, don't you?
The tag eraser, I think it just works. It's kind of like it's just a handheld. It doesn't have like a rating or anything like that.
Okay. I believe there is a rating to use it. I think you have to make a check.
And maybe Cybertech?
It's something like to check how well you erase it. It's like a intuition plus something. I'll just quickly look it up. Does anyone else want to do anything right now, or
no? Is there any modifier for you being able to look up information about this based on the
441
had from rumors?
Pardon? Can I splatter first? What's that? Page 440.
The tag eraser info's on 441.
441 tag eraser. Okay, yep, there is no check to use it in 5th edition. There was in 4th. Okay.
Cool.
Right. In terms of the test for searching, basically you won't get any pluses to it, but I will give you more targeted info because you know what search terms to put in effectively. So I'll give you sort of more limited scope in the information you get back.
Data processing.
Right, while you do that, Pug.
I don't know shit about nanites. I'm gonna grab some throwaway washcloths or rags and just start scrubbing in the inside of the van. It's messy.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm going to quickly cast heal on myself. Try and get rid of this.
Do you still have stun damage?
Oh yeah, I've got I'm fucking half out of it right now.
Magic can't heal stun damage, so.
Nope. That's not what I'm rolling for.
Well, he seemed to heal some stun damage when he got unconscious.
Didn't you already heal last episode?
No, that was the 2 that overflowed. I got yeah, that's right. It was only 2 that overflowed. Is that right?
Oh, and then you got rezzed by the medkit. And yeah, so now you can. Yeah, that's fine.
Right. Okay.
You never managed to cast heal. Sure. Okay.
I had 4 successes on my first roll.
Right.
Chat is reminding me to use a bottle of bleach to help clean up all this blood.
Yeah, we need to get bleach and spray bottles and all that kind of stuff for the
currently
next
you do
round.
have the dwarf lying in the back of the van, and you just grab some bleach. Are you going to move the dwarf before we do this, or are you just going to start spreading bleach around him?
Well, I guess we could put him on... some. I could do just a floor okay for this guy. I don't really care if he's on.
You got some canvas or tarpaulin or something. Just put him on there.
Yeah, perfect. We've got a car cover. We got a car tarp. Just put him on the car tarp.
I'm just going to roll resist for anyone who's wondering.
Make sure we zip tie him and gag him. I don't want him screaming in the middle of the suburbs if he comes to.
Do you have any zip ties?
Does anybody have zip ties? Fantastic. Awesome.
Let's
just gag him then.
How about I keep a watch on him, you go run to the store, grab some zip ties, grab some more bleach, grab some things that we need, stuff we're going to want.
In the slaughtermobile, though, it's dripping blood everywhere. It's like the hallway from The Shining right now.
It's fine. It's fine.
While they're having this conversation, I'm, keeping abreast through their comlinks, and I just message Blowback. You've got 2 legs, albeit very short ones, but they still work. Walk.
Of course they're going to make the dwarf walk. Everybody else gets a ride. Let's make the dwarf walk though. I see how this party's going.
Where's the closest shop round here, Bug?
It should be just down the corner, half a block.
With zip ties and bleach.
Yes,
bleach,
definitely.
probably.
Corner store. It's a mechanic shop. That's why I picked this house.
I would like zip ties, bleach, some lye, and a hacksaw, please. And
Exactly
just don't
what
put me
we
on a
need
government
for
list.
every situation. Nah,
And a shovel and some rope, thanks.
we didn't
the
really
worst
plan out the
criminals
exact.
ever.
We didn't really plan out the exact area where we live. Perhaps we should put a placement of where some stores going to be. Like, is it half an hour walk or is it an hour walk or what is it?
I'd say about half-hour walk away. You could probably get some, zip ties, some bleach, etc. Half an hour back. You'd probably buy those at 2 different places for that amount of time, so an hour's round trek, just to spread out the really dodgy stuff. Just as you mentioned, go into one store and be like, I would like zip ties, some bleach, a load of spare rags, some gloves, and a hacksaw. But yeah, no, you can
and
go
a giant
to a
Rubbermaid tub to dissolve a body in.
Yeah. So if you want to go walk, it will take you about an hour and 10 minutes because you're a dwarf. Sorry, you've got a short.
I took a 10-minute penalty? Damn.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But
By that logic, we
that.
should send Pug. You got them big footsteps.
No, he does. He would do it pretty fast.
Go on then, dwarf.
Oh, you're going to make it like that? I guess I leave to go get zip ties and bleach.
What's Kaber up to at the moment?
I'm gonna go with blowback.
Okay.
I'm gonna take as for claiming I'm gonna put on armored clothing before I go, so I'm not gonna be wearing like my full line jacket or whatever because I'm in the suburbs. And then I'm gonna bring. Actually, maybe I should. I'm gonna go with the line jacket because of the concealment bonus, and then I'm gonna have a hidden holster with my L36 in it, just in case. You never know.
I'm gonna bring my holder as usual.
I can't wait for the call from these guys.
Hey, so we're in a shootout right now. You may want to get over here. Long legs, hurry. Bring the assault cannon! Bring the assault cannon!
You managed to pull up the armored clothing in the back that you'd had in the bag, and very luckily, it's completely pristine. Hasn't got any drips of blood on it, or even the remote. It's a little bit of spray. Possibly doing open surgery in the back was a little bit risky, but you're good. And yeah, you can head out.
Splat's a professional. He treats his tools with respect and dignity.
I'm a third-year med student.
If this is gonna be a habit of chopping up people in the back of the van, we might want to have some type of really simple disposable bags to put all of our extra clothes in back there. So if we do need to change, it won't be covered in blood.
Yeah. So bear in mind that since I know your character and I know this is your van, and I know you've got the armored clothing in the back, you would also have, some spare trousers and stuff, etc. Blah blah blah. Your regular normal clothing that goes over the top of the armored stuff, you would need to change that because you did the surgery and you are not ridiculously bloody because the med kit does have a little apron in it and some very basic scrubs.
I've got some wonderful trousers and t-shirts for you. They're not exactly your size, blowback.
I might have to make some
I
cutoffs.
also have some news. We have just got Twitch partnership literally about 10 seconds ago.
Woo!
I was gonna do some sort of, we'll have a special thing, we'll bring it up, etc., but it happened mid-stream.
Yay!
So if you refresh the page, there's an entire possibility you will be able to sub to us. There isn't anything prepared for this eventuality, but we'll appreciate it nonetheless. It allows to fund artwork and trips to the moon or whatever. I'm doing this on the fly.
Sexual favors.
Pretty much.
Ooh,
Yep.
sexual
Blackjacks and
favors.
Blackjacks?
Hold on now. Damn it. I'm trying to make a noise, but I suck.
Aw. Basically, we can blame Kaber all the better if we have banners that say #blame Kaber. Party poppers. That's a very happy duck. Chicken.
Duck?
It's a duck? What sort of duck have you seen?
Do you even have chickens in Britain? Have you ever seen one?
You've got duck on the main,
They live in battery farms. We don't ever see them. They don't get out.
He's like, I live in the city.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, as we were saying, yeah, you managed to change clothes, and you might want to watch those other ones when you go home. But yeah, you're good. Kaber, you were in the back. I would like you to make an intuition plus.
Oh, I was in the back.
Plus logic check. Just randomly.
Intuition plus logic.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
You did manage to dodge most of the blood. However, there was like a little bit of spray from some sort of major blood vessel. Nothing like crazy major, but it did catch like the bottom of your leg on your trousers. And that lovely white suit, it's very red.
Need a dry cleaner.
Maybe I should chill here. I just know I'm gonna get into some sort of issue if I go.
Wait, are you covered in blood right now, walking with me?
Or you're just about to leave, and effectively Kay was looked down and gone, "Oh shit."
Shit.
All right, I'm gonna go by myself. You stay here. We can't go in there for zip ties. I mean, we could be like, I need zip ties, and then also can I get some rags and some band-aids and try and play it off, but I'm just gonna go by myself. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's probably best, to be fair.
I'll probably be fine, maybe. I'm small, I can fit into hiding places. I'll stay low.
Yeah, you head off. Kaba heads back in. Pug, you're cleaning the van. Make a van cleaning check.
Van cleaning check.
Make.
I'll get right on that, boss.
Intuition
Can I just buy hits?
plus willpower check. The intuition is so that you can, know how to clean the van properly, and the willpower is to make sure you don't quit cleaning before you actually fully clean the van. One success. It's pretty clean. You got the major blood pools.
Yeah. Top-notch work.
You're getting a little bit bored, though. Yeah, you're spending quite a time doing this, though. We're talking hour-long proper scrubbing of the van, etc. Note that you are in a closed garage with no bleach at the moment. However, you may want to put ventilation in, or at least make sure that only the tough people are in here while you're spraying bleach all over an enclosed area for when you get the bleach, though. Kaba, what are you doing while this hour goes past, effectively, until we find out Pseudo's next role?
Playing with my hair.
So possible.
Yeah,
Actually,
okay. I mean, poke...
I think he needs to roll for it, though.
Probably. Pug does have, like, this sort of faux mohawk thing going on, don't you, Pug?
Yeah.
So there's probably, like, hair products in this place somewhere, you suspect. He hasn't introduced
There's some
them
dyes,
to you.
too.
There we go.
Might
gotta
dye
give him
his white suit.
The hair gel with the bleach in it. I gave that to my friend one time. It was like back in the day when people had frosted tips and shit. And so there was hair gel that had bleach in it, and my buddy used it. And he was like Mexican and dyed his hair all up and made it all like blonde colored.
Nice.
Freaking out. It was amazing. He had to shave his head.
And that's how Blowback ended up in jail the first time. Right, so end of the hour. Pseudo, you get some hits on nanites, and it's just general stuff like, nanites come in hard and soft varieties. Hard nanites are effectively tiny little robots. Soft nanites are basically pre-programmed little tiny microorganism DNA things that do. Yeah, you can roll again and deduct one hit.
Yeah. So just deduct one dice, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know at the end of the hour. Right. So, in this hour, Blowback does get back, having purchased... what were you purchasing? You're purchasing zip ties, bleach... What else?
Just zip ties and bleach, I think, is pretty much, and a couple of those squirty bottle things that allow you to spray it around.
Okay, I'll check the price of the zip tie. It's not much. Effectively, you buy them. That's no problem. It's not expensive to buy bleach, zip tie, and squirty bottles.
You'd figure we could just get future Amazon to bring that shit out with drones nowadays. Although it does create a trail.
Yeah, but then people would hack the drones.
That's true. I didn't think about that. You'd have riggers sitting around all over the place just being like, free shit!
Yeah, just flying over the top of you, and the Technomancer just goes, spoof command, drop payload. Oh, yay, a free deck chair. But yeah, no, effectively, you get back, you've got all the good stuff. Where'd you want to do it?
Surely it would check the shipping manifest before just dropping a deck chair.
Yeah, that's the thing about spoof command, though. You can just spoof the command, drop payload.
Doesn't really seem worth it for a deck chair, to be fair.
I mean, it could be a Maserati or something. Probably not by
You're
drone,
delivering
to be honest.
Maserati.
But yeah, okay, so you've effectively you've got the stuff you went for. You get back, you find Pug still scrubbing feverishly at the back of the van, although getting a little bit bored. The scrubbing circles have become sort of scrubbing elongated ovals. Kaber is doing his hair using dye.
Hopefully not in the garage.
Alright, so I'm gonna take off my armor again and just like, I don't know, forget it. I'm doing this in my skivvies. I'm gonna Heisenberg up here. And so I'm going down to bare basics, and y'all can make as many jokes as you want, but I'm gonna have blood on me, and I'm gonna start helping clean the van.
Okay, Pug, just make me a perception check. Just randomly.
Oh god.
What's the perception check roll?
Perception plus intuition. Three. So you do hear like the door open, and you turn around, and there's this dwarf quickly getting down to the bare underwear. You do spot him before he just, you turn around. There's a dwarf in his undies. But yeah, no, he is now properly. He is. I think the term is nutting out. No.
That means something completely different in the U.S.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. You've got your briefs on. You get the bleach out. You pour it in the bottle. You're good.
All right. So do I need to make the same check that he made to clean the van, or do we just assume that I've got better willpower?
No.
I'm gonna get the hell out of the van now. This is getting a little too weird for me.
Okay, you get out of the van. I mean, Blowback does have this thing with his van. Do you leave the garage entirely, or do you stay in the garage?
I'm gonna go change my clothes, get rid of this bloody stuff.
Okay. In which case, as you're cleaning the van and spraying the aerosolized bleach around in an enclosed environment with no filtration system, it's not really designed to be done like this. I would like you to make a body plus chemical resistance. As a dwarf, I think you have natural resistance to toxins. I think you get +2 to all toxins tests, and this would count as effectively an aerosolized toxin. So,
does that mean it's harder for him to get drunk too?
Yeah, actually. One success. Okay. You now count as nauseous. Basically, as the sort of the aerosolized bleach sort of make your eyes sort of well up with tears.
Wow.
You also would take. Would it be physical or stun damage? Effectively breathing like bleach.
Pause for a moment. I think what happened to your sensitive lung lining as particles of bleach get deposited there instead of, molecules.
I know, but the physical's very much, proper full-on injury, whereas stun is...
He's getting punched in the lungs internally.
Yeah, I'll count it as effectively. I'll count it as like a strength. It's not very strong. I'll count it as like...
It'll probably just make him cough his guts out for a little bit. So it could be just stun because he'd be...
Yeah, we'll call it nausea then, in which case, because nausea is effectively you still, hacking, retching up or whatever. It's not really strong enough to cause damage. So yeah, we'll call it just nausea, as effectively you're at -2 to all tests while nauseous. And suddenly we cannot
hear
you.
Your mic's off, dude. Your mic's off.
Push to talk.
Sorry. I got the leaf blower guy outside, and I keep alternating between push to talk and continuous.
Put him on camera.
Is there a window in the garage that I can open? Most garages have windows for just this reason.
Yeah, there's a window in the back, but, there's a low fence back there, and the neighbors might see what you're doing.
Yeah, this is pretty suburban neighborhood.
I'm going to go and see Blowback to see if I can get any of that bleach for my suit.
For your hair?
Yeah. My hair's white. Why would I want to bleach it?
Convince me. Make a charisma check.
You don't need to be a charisma check. You can just,
I don't give a shit.
Blowback just says he doesn't give a shit. You can have the bleach if you want. By the way, the bleach and the manacles, the plastic restraints. You have a pack of 10 plastic restraints, and the bleach, and you wanted spray bottles for all of 12 Noyen.
Yay!
I think we can afford this expense.
Like, this run is breaking us, man.
Has anyone actually put those zip ties on the dwarf yet?
Nope.
Currently, the dwarf is lying exposed to the bleach outside of the van.
Maybe worth getting him out.
Right, I'll do it. I'll fucking zip tie him.
Well done, Caper.
Caper zip ties the dwarf. You
hand
your
your
hands and legs.
Sorry, just right. Go right. I'm zip tying the guy. Okay, what's happening there? And
then are you doing hands or hands and legs?
Hands and legs.
Okay, so that's 2 zip ties out of your 10. In addition, are you bleaching your trousers?
Yes, I'm bleaching my trousers.
Okay, you put the bleach on your trousers and work it
Also,
through.
while I'm in this hellhole that's currently like infested with this toxin and air, can I cast a spell?
Sure.
I want to cast Clean Element Air.
Yay!
Wait, is the mage trying to be useful? What the hell?
Oh my god.
So Blowback sort of begins to get this nausea going on and stuff, coughing up. Cable walks in and is like, oh, I know a spell for this. Boop. It just happens, doesn't it? It's like a certain amount of air.
Yeah, like, it would be more than enough to... I'll roll for it. Like, however many hits determines how big the area is.
2, so how much air is that?
More than enough for this place.
Okay, so the entire garage is suddenly fine. It actually smells quite clean. Like, there's not even like the lingering smell of city or even oil or van. It's quite lovely, actually. It's nice, refreshing. But yeah, nice. Okay, so it's all clean. As you go to bleach your trousers, Caber, you do, work the bleach through. It takes you, 15 minutes of working that bleach through and then properly scrubbing out. You notice a slight discoloration around where you've bleached.
Were your pants eggshell? They were eggshell. They weren't actually white, were they?
Really high quality white fabric and so on, made of a sort of a Kevlar weave, exposed to a very strong compound like bleach. It's not massively noticeable. It's just ever so slight discoloration. But there is a little bit of a...
I'll get it proper sorted later. I just want to make sure that it's not super standout.
Okay. Pug, you doing anything?
After changing the clothes? Nope, I'm good. Just gonna chow down, enjoy the show. I'm gonna take a look in the garage now and then. See what they're up to. Make sure naked boy's not getting weird.
You look in the garage, you open effectively the door, and in front of you is the van with the side panel door like slid open, and there's a backside of a dwarf down in his boxers, bent over, scrubbing furiously in the back of the van. You quickly close the door. Sure, Pseudo, make another check for -1 die.
There's also a dainty elf zip-tying some guy on the ground.
I like to imagine he's like channeling a spirit bomb.
Weirdest porno ever.
Like he's standing in the corner like, ah, like casting, and then I'm in the back of the van half naked, like shaking my rump around. It's a weird sight.
4 successes.
Okay, so for 10 successes, mostly, you're searching just nanites, trying to hit up the usual search places. So far, you've got some really good information on generally what nanites are, what they do, how they act. You are getting some sort of hits on the sort of material you had before, which is stuff like people are dropping nanite stocks, etc. A lot of places, particularly places like Evo, have been hit particularly hard because Evo had a lot of money tied up in nanite research and stuff, and also they had a lot of money in nanite fabrications. So nanite fabricator machines are like basically these boxes of goo, which are basically nanites, and they build you stuff. And like they say, build an assault rifle. And you put raw resources in, and it goes nom 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 nom, builds an assault rifle, take the assault rifle out, builds another assault rifle, take the assault rifle out, and just keep plopping in like these bricks of effectively raw resource A, just a compound of different resources, and it makes you stuff. And people are getting pretty happy about these, because you could just ship these crates all over the world, and then people could just make assault rifles. But now that the nanite thing has got out of hand, you find that places are starting to drop these, which means that a lot of this advanced, suddenly, stuff that Evo had invested in, Evo are very sad to be losing. And it's hit them particularly hard. It has hit other places pretty hard, but you're getting more information on it now.
Okay. I'm going to continue drilling down.
Okay, there you keep drilling down. You get some more hits on stuff basically you confirmed the other day with those rumors. Effectively stuff like, maybe people are acting a bit weird or whatever. Still very vague, especially since you are just specifically looking for information on nanites on the internet. You do get a few hits that are just completely, out of the ballpark that you just dismiss pretty quick. But the stuff you get basically confirms what you've already heard in terms of rumors, in addition to the fact that it is tanking a certain number of companies. Particularly Evo are hit very hard by this.
Okay, well, I'm going to refine my search to medical nanites, their capabilities, anything to do with like how one would control a nanite colony, or just looking for information on that sort of stuff.
Well, combining that with your previous search, you'd probably have the information and just sort of filed that off to the side. Sure, you would have had information that nanites, generally there are some nanites that to do with rapid healing, not rapid healing, but they enhance your healing capability. Effectively, for mechanical purposes, they are plus die every time you do a healing test. They're not like Wolverine. But you also have stuff like...
Alas.
Sadly not. You have, well, for a start, you would need the raw resources inside you to be able to do the Wolverine stuff. So you would literally need, like, effectively flesh or whatever it is that you want the materials for quite some time. But yeah, you also get information that, depending on the nanites, they can have a hard nanite hive or a soft nanite hive. Basically, a nanite hive is a place that produces nanites, and that is wireless, as opposed to the very faint wireless that they have to communicate. The hive itself is wireless to be able to communicate through your entire body very quickly, and it basically is a place that shields, protects, and produces nanites. And it also means that any nanite colonies you have in your body get replenished rather than just dying out.
Right. Would I also have information on how this nanite hive is building the nanites? What is it using as its raw resources?
It uses raw resources effectively from your blood. It pulls up stuff that you would normally pump into your bloodstream, pulls out. Even very small quantities, stuff like iron or whatever, would be used, and your body would just go, okay, I need to absorb more iron from your stomach because of osmosis, and it would then pull in more. You'd still have a hard limit to how much iron you can get into your bloodstream, because your body will only process so much. But that is effectively the cap on effectively how quickly you can resurrect nanites into the nanite hive. But yeah, you've got all the basic information on the sort of the systems of how nanites work and how they tend to work like that. Any nanites that don't have a hive will then just die out of your body, because nanites aren't designed to build more nanites, because for Newman bots. So what they do is they effectively, you have nanites, they go and they die, or you have nanites, you have a nanite hive, and the nanite hive produces nanites. Okay. Doesn't make nanites produce nanites though.
Okay, oh, that's cool. All right. What's everyone else doing at the moment?
Splat your mic.
Finishing off the van in my undies. I caught it.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Okay. You finish off the van over the course of the next hour. You get a proper scrub down. As far as you can tell, it is pretty damn good. The bleach seems to have done a pretty good job. You did, try and prevent most of it from going all over the van. Medkit would have had like a reasonable size protective sheeting in it, some varying quality, which would have got most of the blood anyway, and you just make sure that you put that in the bin.
I'm going to call up Raj, actually.
Okay. Bear in mind that Pug's kitchen bin is now full of bloodied random bits and rags and medical sheets, and also the surgical apron you're wearing during the thing. But yes. You call up Raj. Raj being your chop shop owner, who you used to do time with in Wormwood Scrubs in a little cell together.
My buddy.
A Sikh orc who is described as being incredibly chavvy. So...
have fun with that.
Now I have more information that he's incredibly chavvy. I'll be trying to chav the hell out of him. Now, I should have done my research on doing my proper chav on, so today my chav is going to be a little bit half-arsed, but...
Give me Burberry.
Okay, all right, mate. How you doing? How you doing, lad?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm doing fine. A proper bling, man. How you? Right. Yeah. Can I offer you anything? You want to still see about that invisible paint scheme? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put that one on hold for a little bit, dude. We got a turn of event over here, so I need to figure out a couple of things. Who was that dude you used to spend time with when we was like back in the clink? You talked about a guy that had to sell before I did. I don't know. He did something with medical shit or something like that. You got that guy's name? I need a hookup and. Honestly, I need a favor, so I need to know what it's going to take to meet up with him.
I can ask him. I mean, I've got his contact number somewhere. I haven't talked to him for ages. I mean, he's a little bit, fell off the radar a little while ago. I mean, he's not as personable as me or you, mate. But I can have an ask, and I'll have a few ask around, see if he's available. I mean, what time do you need him?
No time frame in particular. If you could just get him... Like, the next couple of days would be cool. I mean, that's perfectly fine. It can take however amount of time it needs to take. On top of that, you want to do some detail work over at your shop on the van?
Yeah, mate. Always have to do detail work for you, fam.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. All right, dude. If I swing the van through, if you could detail it for me, and then also, what was the price you quoted me on putting that chameleon paint on this shit?
Oh, that chameleon pit, man. Oh, that's it's about 1,000 Noyen per. And he sort of figures out the area quickly for your van. He goes, oh, that's pretty pricey, mate. That's like probably like 16,000. I'd have to double check. And then there's labor costs on top. So you're probably looking at, I like you, mate. So we'll make it, an even 20.
Oh, you hurt me right now. All right, so I'm gonna get the money together for that, but I just need the detailing for right now. I'm gonna send the van your way, and if you could detail it up for me real good, like front and back and everything, and just make sure that. Ain't no crevices unclean. That'd be fantastic, dude.
I mean, just, little on the low, but what are you looking for in terms of detailing? I mean, how nasty is that back of that van?
It's not too bad. I just spent a couple hours hitting it and getting all the basic gristle taken care of, so it's not bad. But there's definitely little spots that I just don't have the tools to get after, and so I need somebody with a specialized shop to do it for me.
All right, man, can do. You know what? I'll do it for you for free since you're a fan, man.
Ah, yeah, that's what I like to hear. All right, Raj. I'll swing it by in a little while.
All right, I'll let you up when I get Dr. Jones's number.
All right, cool.
Boop.
All right. At this point, I come back down from whichever room I was quietly doing my matrix searching. Cable, where's the dwarf? Is he still in the garage? Did you drag him out?
No, he's still in the garage. I'm not moving him.
Fine.
The guy's heavy and covered in blood.
Where do you want to put this guy? I mean, I'm fine keeping him in the garage.
He's a dwarf we've cut up. I don't think keeping him on the floor in the garage is probably going to be conducive to his health. And I would rather not kill him yet. We might be able to get some good answers out of him. So if we can just drag him somewhere warm, at least, until we can see what we're going to do.
Okay, well... if you pull all the blinds in the kitchen, we can put them on the table. The only place I got that's not a bed, and you ain't putting that on my bed.
No, sure, that's great. Okay, I'm gonna go and get all the tableware off the table, pull the blinds.
You don't pull the blinds. This is a middle class house. Pug gives you a mark on the house's home network, and you, bloop, and the blinds go.
Fantastic. I like this.
Fantastic.
There is
it's
no
the
way
future,
I'm gonna be able
man.
to lift the dwarf.
All right, I'll help you with the dwarf. I'll help you with the dwarf. I'll get the feet. You get the heavy part.
I will struggle, but okay.
Okay, a bit of struggling on Pseudo's end. Pug sort of one-handed holding the other end of the dwarf, just kind of limp, dumping it on the table. The dwarf is on the table. You notice that a lot of the bruising has just disappeared.
He's cable tied, yeah? Oh, rather zip tied.
He's zip
Hands and
tied,
feet.
arms behind his back, and legs.
Okay.
Yes.
Gagged?
No one's had anything about gag yet.
No. Okay, we got some like dishcloths or anything and some tape?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How about gagging with one of the cloths that I just used to wipe up the blood?
Ah. Maybe not a good idea when it's covered in bleach.
Pug, what trash can did you put all that shit in after we cleaned the van?
We got them all in one bin. The kitchen bin, yeah. So we're gonna have to burn that or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the bin out.
I'm gonna find a clean cloth, and we're just gonna. I'm assuming you've got some sort of like electrical tape or something around your place, and I'm just gonna tape it around.
Sure, we got
his
some
face.
basic utility stuff, yeah.
Just being very mindful to leave him a clear airway to breathe through, but otherwise just muffling any attempt that he might.
You're too careful with this shit.
To scream. Well, I don't want to.
Just put a straw in his throat. He'll be fine.
Trach him.
Yeah, maybe. Right, I would like to do some extended matrix perception tests so that I can find that nanite hive myself.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna fill the bin that's got the clothes in it and all the rags and everything like that. I'm gonna fill it with 2 parts water and 2 parts bleach and just swish it around a little bit.
Okay, the kitchen now stinks of bleach.
No. Take it out.
He took it out.
Take it out to the garage.
Oh, yeah. That's fine then. The garage now stinks of bleach again, but you didn't aerosolize this bleach, so it's probably okay.
It's going to stink of bleach no matter what. It's probably strong bleach.
Yeah, no, it stinks of bleach, but, the small crack in the window and the fact you didn't aerosolize it, it's fine. It just doesn't smell nice. Sure, go ahead and make your extended perception test. You can keep doing that with 1 dice off, and I'll let you know if you see anything.
Okay.
EE, on a side note, you were talking about ventilation. How do you think it would? How much do you think it would take, and how long it would take to get some ventilation in that garage, like through the roof?
You would need to do some building work.
It wouldn't be too bad. I was a roofer. I can do this. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Like, you could probably get it done, like, in a day's worth of work for, like,
so we could do it between jobs?
Yeah, like, I'd have to do some of the tools required because you don't have any toolboxes related to housework.
No, not to do it myself, but to get it done.
He's just saying the job in general, like, out of
the job in
like,
general.
how hard is it?
Yeah, you could get someone to do that, you know, day or two, or whatever.
Yeah, it's not bad. You have to tear off the roof a little bit and then just cut a hole, and then it's not too bad, but it'd take time.
I'll mark that down to do next between episodes.
I was a roofer. I know this.
Renting this house. This house you're renting per month, so.
Yeah. So what?
Okay, it's fine.
Thug life. I don't care what my landlord says.
So
cut a hole in your roof. Okay. Deal with it.
we're not repainting the walls. He won't mind a vent in the garage.
Okay. Sure. Right. So.
Pseudo pays quite a lot of money to his landlord when asked questions when he decides to change something in his apartment. God damn it. But he does live in a slightly more urbanized area, so.
Okay.
How often is this extended test? What's the time interval on it?
Every hour, effectively. I mean, effectively it can be any duration because effectively it's meant to be combat pass. But at that stage, it's like, well, you might as well just buy hits and just instantly, bam, 5 seconds. So I'm going to say every hour, and I'll give you much higher threshold because if it's something that's like turning like everything while it's off and then turning it on just sporadically to get an update or whatever. You would still be able to detect that if you're doing it over the course of an hour, whereas if you do it per combat turn, that would just never turn up. So effectively, since you're deliberately trying to search for this over a very long period of time, I assume you want to get just in case it's doing a burst transmission. So yeah, effectively every hour. So far, effectively, because you're really good at this and you've got a really strong resonance, so you can kind of see a lot of wireless signals, you haven't detected anything.
Okay, that's cool.
So either it's something really, really hard to detect.
I'm actually going to... Kaba. Yeah. I'm going to go hot sim here. I'm just going to...
Bear in mind right now, you still have those comlinks that are running as jammers near him. I assume you haven't left them in the van. I assume you brought them with them. You can punch through those. You are strong enough to punch through those. You will take a noise penalty, but the ever so slight signal from the nanites can't.
Right. I'm going to sit here in the kitchen on one of the kitchen chairs and just slump back. I'm going to go hot sim, and I'm going to start really specifically filtering out my awareness of the matrix. I'm going to start because you can just like the same way that you filter all things into a pan, I'm specifically going to be dropping all sorts of icons off my perception until I'm basically trying to just watch data streams.
It's like meditation. Like you focus on one sound or feeling or whatever. Yeah. They others still exist, but they suddenly become like very, very background to you. So yeah, you're focusing deliberately on data streams going in and out of him, effectively.
Yeah.
Sure. You can do that. I'll give you a +3 because you're specifically targeting a certain thing.
Okay.
And you get all the bonuses for being like crazy good in hot sim and everything and being a technomancer.
Cool.
And you want to do that over the course of an hour. Sure.
Yeah.
At this point, I noticed that someone has been in my bathroom going through the hair products because it wasn't cleaned up properly. I'm going to find Mr. Elf here, and I'm going to ask him, what the fuck you doing in my house? Why are you touching my stuff? Who said you could touch my stuff? I'm going to push him back into the garage and close the door.
Must have been your gnome, mate.
You stay away from Billy.
Wow.
You called your gnome Billy? What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's my only friend.
Oh, dude.
Sorry.
I'll buy you some more hair product, mate. I just needed to make sure it was on fleek.
No, so you're out in the garage. The door's closed.
Oh, you've left me in the garage? I thought I was talking.
I pushed you in the garage. No. You're out there. Bye.
I thought we wanted a conversation.
Enjoy the garage.
Make an intuition at -1 test. That's fine.
I don't want to know what that was for.
It's a little bit cold in here. You notice that the window is open. You close it absentmindedly. It's fine.
Where's here?
It's in the upstairs bathroom.
Okay. So should I be taking this over to Raj's shop right now? This is an out-of-character question. Like, I was going to take it over for the detailing, but am I waiting for a phone call right now, or...?
Effectively, he said he'd get back to you a number.
Okay.
I mean, if you can take it over for detailing, you can take that over for detailing whenever you want, effectively. Like, you know, he's got his own shop. He's probably going to be there most of the day. Every
I'm
day.
going to take it over there right now. Okay. My left window is shot out, so the right window, I'm going to roll it down all the way so that it matches, so it looks like both windows are down, so as to avoid
both windows actually shot out because the bullet went out the other window, so...
Okay, assuming the cleaning, we got rid of all the glass shards, then we kind of like knocked it off the ledge too, so it looks more natural.
Okay.
So just before Blowback does this, I'm wanting to go along with him, but I want to do something before this happens. I'm going to grab my EBR from the van. I'm going to say to Blowback, just wait a second, I'll come with you. I just need to sort something first.
We need to clean out. Let's clean the guns out of the car and everything too before we take it over to Raj. Let's get all the equipment set aside. I don't want to have it all in there. I trust him, but he might have some employees that are like, might nick some of our stuff, and I'm not feeling it.
It's probably a good idea.
No honor among thieves and all that.
Yeah. So, well, while we're doing that, I'm going to take my EBR, and I'm going to take a nice aim at Billy's head. And I'm just going to pop a shot right into Billy.
No! Why?
Wow.
That's some cold-hearted shit.
I'm in the garage, just like, why are you doing this?
So you walk over to like the back window of the garage, and you take a proper aim at the little.
How loud is that thing?
We're in the suburbs. Don't fire a gun.
It's got a silencer on it.
It's got a silencer.
There's gonna be some neighbor watching us. Like, who executes a gnome?
This is it, Billy. This is
do you probably walk outside and like put your gun to it, or do you just walk over to the window and?
It's like execution style.
I don't want to see it. I just want.
Okay, so you just crack open the window a little bit more. You aim from the inside without sticking the barrel out, and you can make an attack roll. It's not going to resist. It's a gnome.
All right. Okay.
Goodbye, Billy.
It's a small target, so I will say it's at -2.
This dude's gonna miss and hit a neighbor in the face.
Am I getting plus for aim?
He's gonna hit our dwarf.
Okay, yeah. You can stack aim bonuses up to +3, so effectively you can have +1. Let's just say you aim until you get the maximum aim.
The worst.
This team is so bad.
We are a rough criminal organization.
5 successes. How much damage does your EBR do with gel rounds?
With gel rounds?
It's got gel round in it, hasn't it? Oh, okay. How much damage does it do an AP then with normal rounds?
12 piercing, -3 AP.
So that's 17, -3. The object resistance of a gnome can't even remotely withstand that, so I'm not going to bother rolling. The gnome just shatters everywhere. There's not even like a stomp. It's just the entire thing. You hit it dead center. There's a sound of like shattering pottery and bits of it pinging off the back fence. Pug, who is currently trying to look through the bathroom just to make sure everything is okay, is kind of like, what? Blowback, who was just going through the guns in the back of the van, is like, what did you do, Kaba? You can't really hear that. You can't hear that at all. You're VR. However, at this point, there's a shit going. And you hear the door to the garage just instantly go straight back up. You hear the sound of someone smash open the front door. And Lone Star, freeze! I would like you to make all surprise tests.
Okay.
I'm still upstairs in the bathroom.
Yeah, you can hear this though because it's pretty loud. You can't, Pseudo. You don't know what's going on.
No, I'm flat out completely meditating at the moment.